Good morning, good morning. It's sunny today. The summer has arrived. Let's make the most of it because tomorrow the temperature's dropping again. Well, I hope this finds you safe and well. It's unusual weather up here to say the least, but nonetheless very welcome. So what have we got for you today? Well, I apologise ever so slightly for banging on about the UK Reach Alternative Model consultation, but it is such a big deal. If things go wrong with it, it could really cripple the industry in GB. And it's really important that we all do our best to contribute to it. So the first big news, and hat tip to CBA for this, is the consultation has been extended until the 25th of July. And I'm going to put the link, hang on, below this video now. So please do take a look at it. The problem is, it is enormous, and it's really helpful to have other people talk you through it. So I'm going to put a series of links below this video for people who are providing help. First of all, I think it's only fair to put the CBA who are running a repeat of their webinar on the Reach ATRM, and they're doing that on Monday. Now, this has got a small charge if you're not a CBA member, but if you are a CBA member, then it is free. And if it's anything like their normal webinars, it is well worth going through. CBA, like some of the other trade bodies, have actually got a series of recommended things that you put in, because we're talking about 35 detailed questions that you really need to get your head around. But there's also some free help out there. So I am going to, I think the video has got a bit nuts on me. Let me just find where I was. Yes, sorry about that. Video glitch. It decided I was going to share my screen. Must have pressed the wrong button. Right, so where was I? Going to give you a series of other helpful links as well, some of the free links. The first one is Steptoe. Have been running a couple of webinars. I'm going to put a link to their second webinar in, which we watched after the self-help group meeting a week past Tuesday, and that was really interesting. I was a bit knackered, but even I could absorb what was being said. And I think the key thing about this is that some of the ideas are okay, and some of them are completely, why would you even say that? Including some of the deadlines that they're proposing, shortening deadlines. Shortening deadlines is usually not a good idea, particularly in this case. I mean, you can understand why the EU want to shorten consultation deadlines. So that's the step to a second webinar going there. There's an email wall. You need to give your email, but you can get access to it. And they've got a bit of information about what happened in the first webinar as well. And the other thing that we have is my colleague Ali has done a nice sort of discussion about the types of things, which is free to view as well. So I thought I'd just pop that in there in case it helps anybody too. So it's a pain in the neck to answer, but it's really, really important. And I know there is the I know there's the election. I know there's lots of things to distract us, but this is one of these important and urgent things that we really do need to feedback on, because sorry, I was saying, interrupting myself there. The EU are likely to be looking to reduce consultation periods because, let's face it, they are removing democracy at everywhere they can. For example, putting things into delegated acts, or things where they don't need to do a consultation to bring in new pieces of legislation or new designations. So the opportunities for industry to comment in the EU are reducing, or the timescales are reducing. So we certainly don't want that happening here in the UK, or GB, I suppose technically we should say. But we have to include Northern Ireland because, let's face it, guys, this whole thing of Northern Ireland being partly in the EU and partly in UK could collapse, and they could end up wholly back in the UK for legislative purposes. So we just don't know. So I hope those links are helpful. Most of them are free. The CBA one is low cost, but it's so complicated. It does help to get a bit of a hand with everything. Now, in terms of the EU, the ECHA have just announced the enforcement. Oh God, I'm so interrupted this morning. So that was an email coming in. ECHA's enforcement plans on CLP have just been announced, and also REACH. I'm going to pop the link for that in there. One of my correspondents said, here, what's going on about this? Because she's worried about vape products. And, we're right to be worried about vape products because the vaping industry, who are kind of domiciled in the UK, I can't really speak for the EU, but I suspect it's like this. They are doing their best to make sure that they meet all of the legal standards. They are trying to drive out dodgy imports from regions which don't have the same standards. But there's an awful lot of people importing vapes that are not up to scratch, that are having chemicals that are hazardous or that are labeled correctly, or all those kinds of things. So hopefully one of the things that this enforcement round will do is it will pick up the dodgier vapes, and we can start to see them removed from the UK and the EU market more than they already are. But they're also going to be concentrating on fragrance products. And if you do work on fragrance products, as I do for a large household name company here in the UK, then fragrances go into innumerable products. And it'll be interesting to see if they're picking specifically on things like Lilial that has been reclassified recently. So, it's going to be an interesting one. And that page I've just linked to also mentions that they're going to be inspecting only representatives. So I foresee, with my crystal ball or my predictive hat on, I foresee a lot of only representatives wanting to join the only representative organisation, which is a group of ORs who do their best again to comply and to help their members. So that's it from me for today. Apart from, and apologies for the phone going off with emails and pings and things in the background. That's it. Apart from Reasons to be Cheerful and Alan Ritchie, who is just about to retire from WSP, a great friend of the newsletter, a great friend of the self-help group, sent me through a link to Monty Python's election night video. It's a full one. Now, I did share like a brief one when it was the local elections recently, but this is the complete version, and this one's for you, Alan. Have a great retirement. So yes, very appropriate for where we are in the UK. So whatever you're doing today, I hope you have a great day, have a great weekend, stay safe, and with a bit of luck, I can chat to you again next week. Take care of yourselves. Bye.